Okay, hi everybody. It's
Hi everyone.
time radio.
It is radio time. Time for relaxed time radio on the air, 7:30 to 9 p.m. You know, this is the Sunday show with Paul and myself, DJ Nuhm. But Lily's not here. She's not feeling all that well, so she's recovering. This is also not a live show. We're home recording. You know, it's pre-recorded. So people have sent in their requests, and we'll be doing those in the musical breaks.
Yeah,
but you can't send in any live requests anymore as such.
So it's so hard, to not talk over each other when we're in different spaces. It's really difficult.
It is hard. Yes, it is hard.
As you can.
So how are you?
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, surviving, finding things to do at home. I'm pretty good on my own at home.
Okay.
Anyway, so today what we thought we'd do is, apart from playing all the music that we usually play, you know, Sundays and social, we thought we'd revisit a topic that we covered probably a year ago now. Like it would.
All right.
When we talked about exercise in small spaces.
Okay.
You remember doing
that? Sounds interesting. It's applicable. It's applicable to where we are now.
Yeah, everybody's on lockdown, and at the time, I came up with this idea because basically I don't go to a gym and I do my exercise in my small room, always have, well, for years now.
Okay.
But now I imagine many people are in the same boat. And even though
the gyms are closed as well, right? So you can't go even if you would want to.
Right. I mean,
you're not allowed to go. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So yeah, I have some tips. Of course, there's all sorts of stuff all over the internet, especially on YouTube. This is just our 2 cents worth on the topic. Exercising in small spaces. Do you do any of that yourself? Have you been doing any at home?
I've been doing some yoga and some stretching here in my air-filtered, air-conditioned room, yes.
Yeah, I do. I'm not religious about it, but I do have several exercises, simple ones, that I can do at home.
Okay.
So, well, let's start with some of the. First of all, let's just say that me personally, I don't spend much time exercising, but I've realized that a little bit, even 5, 10, 15 minutes is better than none, especially if you do it every day.
True. I believe the international standards of medical research say that 15 minutes a day is a good measure if you do moderate exercise. That's not bad. I mean, we're not trying to gain muscle here. We're not trying to become bodybuilders. We're just trying to stay healthy, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Mind you, I do a lot of housework as well. So and gardening. So that's exercise as well, you know.
Yeah, that counts. And also, you know, psychologically speaking, exercise, especially if you're, you know, cooped up in office, has been found to, you know, reduce tension, reduce stress, calm you down. Anyway, my personal, you know, a combination of things I do myself and things that I've researched on the internet would be starting with the most basic thing you can possibly imagine: push-ups. Anybody can do push-ups at home. And then, well, you could.
I can't keep my own weight up, man. I'm too fat for that.
Well, there's a Hindu push-up, which you don't have to be very strong to do, although it's more of a full body workout. To see the Hindu push-up, it has various different names. So I think sometimes it gets called a yogi push-up. It's a sort of full body thing. So you basically you don't just push your whole weight with your arms. You sort of curve your body, and you know, you move into well, let me see, like you move your body. Imagine my fingers are my arms, and my palm here are my legs. So you kind of move into that position, and then you kind of like crouch like this, go up, and then, you know, you can do back. Anyway,
okay. I've done that.
Need to look it up on YouTube, but it's an excellent one, and it, unlike push-ups, doesn't require like great shoulder or arm strength to be able to do it.
Okay, because I don't have that.
My favorite one, I have to admit, my favorite exercise of all, which I used to laugh at, is just a simple leg squat. So you know, do you know what a squat is? Basically, you stand up. And
I used to be a gym bunny before, so I know what a squat is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, you just basically stand up and try to keep yourself in as upright a position as possible. You sit. You know, you sit until you 90-degree knee bend squat position. When I tried that, like when I first got into doing squats a few years ago, you know, to do 10 was difficult. Now, after a short while, like to do 100 was okay. I mean, I don't personally use weights when I'm doing them. I'm just using my body weight. You can do them with weights or without weights. One, because it's working the biggest muscles in your body, and that's why even people who, you can check out fitness gurus' advice on this, but even people who want to build muscle in other areas of their body are advised to work on those big leg muscles and the gluteus maximus, your bum, basically. Because those are the biggest muscles in your body, and they have an influence on the rest of your body. And they're also the quickest way to get an aerobic workout, because you're burning. Is it anaerobic or aerobic? I wonder what I'm trying to say here. Basically, it's the quickest way to burn energy with your body using those big muscles.
Okay. We're talking a little bit about exercising in small rooms, because that's quite applicable right now for the time being, seeing that we're in times of social distancing and trying to stay active and stay healthy, both physically and mentally, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've shared your favorite ones that you do. One of those is mine as well. It's the squats. I do them weighted, so I take some weights. I don't have any barbells here. I just take heavy books or anything that I can find, that I can get a hold of, boxes. I've done it with my traveling suitcase full of books, things like that as well.
Well, yeah, actually, on the squat thing, if you don't have weights or you don't want to use weights, what I found is you can actually do, although you have to learn the balance, but you can do a one-leg squat. So,
yeah, or jumping squats, or there's many things you can do, or sideways squats.
Yeah.
And the crunches as well, on the side, the leg crunches to the back and to the front, and then sideways and crossed, and all of those are very interesting and very painful if you do them the first couple of times afterwards. But you get used to it, as you said. The first times, like 10 is like a hassle, and then after that you can do 100, and you're still kind of okay.
Yeah. What were you going to say though? You were going to give us your favorite of favorites.
My favorite one is very simple. It strengthens the entire body as well. It strengthens the core. I know a lot of gym bunnies always look down on it, and they say, oh, it's a woman's exercise and all that. I don't think it's true. If you really push it, planking. Planking is very interesting, because if you do that the right way, trying to hold your body as straight as possible, resting on your elbows without interlocking your hands, right? So you're resting on your elbows, not interlocking your hands, and standing on your tippy toes and holding your body like this, as flat as you can, where your elbows are here, about shoulder width, and then your feet are at the same width in the back, and you hold that. Well, try that and strengthen your muscles in the abdomen as tight as possible to keep that position. Do it in front of a mirror if you're a starter, so you can see whether you're arching or curving, or you're starting to sag, because that happens a lot in the beginning. The muscles are giving up, and your motivation is starting to give up as well.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised if you've never done that before. You try that for a minute, you're going to be sweating. You're going to be sweating. Oh.
Yeah, I believe you. I haven't come across serious athletes laughing at that, because when I was let me think, I must have been about 10. I used to go and stay with my grandparents in the city. I mean, I grew up in the countryside, and I used to go to a summer athletics camp. Now, this athletics camp was for kind of not just your average kid. It was for people who wanted to be athletes, who thought about being athletes. So it was serious athletics coaches. And so we went through grueling like training, that day long, morning to evening training. And of all the things that we did, the hardest thing, and the thing that would make us come home like absolutely aching every time, even though we're just a 10-year-old or 12-year-old or whatever kid, was a simple low angle crunch. So imagine you lie on your back, and you just lift your legs off the ground, hold them straight. But you do that we'd have to do it for like 5 minutes and build up to 10 minutes. that's the hardest thing I ever had to do in an athletics camp. Just
very tough.
Yeah, and that's like builds up your car as well, like, but on the front.
Yeah, it's very, very tough to do that. Yeah.
Really?
That's for people who want to progress from their planks. If planking becomes like you can do 5 minutes of planks without hurting anything, without feeling anything, without feeling any distress, you can progress into that. And there's other ones as well with balls where you can lift balls overhead. You know, you take one of those gym balls or a football and you put it in between your feet. And you do that lower crunch, that low abdominal crunch, and then you lift your legs very slowly, as straight as possible, as high as you can, and then very slowly you go down again without touching the ground. You do that for a couple of minutes, you're going to feel that as well. It's really good. Like that little laughter was the enjoyment of other people's torture, right? I mean,
something like that, yeah. A little bit deep, yeah. All right, welcome back. You're still here with us, Relax Time Radio, broadcasting from home, but on Radio Thailand, Chiang Mai, as usual.
a beautiful, lovely room.
We've been talking about exercising in small spaces, something that if you want to exercise, kind of have to do at the moment. Well, some people are lucky. I'm in a small room. Some people have a lot of space, perhaps, but not me. I have a couple more things that I wanted to like mention. Exercises that maybe like, I don't know, less common or not. Well, okay, let's say skipping is a really common exercise, but in my room I can't really skip. So instead of skipping, I just jump, but jump higher. You know, like if you could imagine those videos where you see the Masai Mara just jumping on the spot. No, I don't know.
Can you do jumping jacks?
I don't do that. No, I suppose I could. Yeah, but I don't. I just do.
Those are good though.
Yeah, jumping jacks is good. But jumping is a big one because like jumping really is very, very fast to tire you out. You're working purely against gravity. It's very hard to jump. Like imagine if you're trying to jump quite high. It's very hard to keep jumping for very long. It's a serious workout in a very short space of time, and you don't need much space to do it. Also, I seem to remember reading somewhere that there's some hormone which is only produced by the leg working, the impact of the leg on the ground. So like things like running produce this hormone, which is maybe why runners feel good, get a runner's high. So there's like lots of exercise we can do, but apparently there's some hormone that's only produced by our legs impacting on the ground. You'd have to look that up, but that would
take us a bit too far, perhaps. I've got a final message, a final warning, perhaps, for people, because we're not just in times of global pandemic and the virus which is going around. We're also, unfortunately, in Chiang Mai, confronted with quite a bad air pollution situation right now, with a lot of burning. Thank you to all the firefighters trying to control the situation. But it seems to be very hard, very difficult to control it. Yeah. Anyone who is exercising in a room where there's no air filtration, do be careful with physical exhaustion, because it can be detrimental to your health combined with high values of air pollution. So do keep it short, and if you feel dizzy or a headache or anything like that, then please refrain. Just do lighter exercises, perhaps for now, a bit of yoga, a bit of stretching. It's all good, it's all good.
Right, I was going to mention that as well. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, I mean, in my case, I have an air purifier. I'm, lucky enough to have an air purifier. I would definitely
to be able to afford one.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, I would definitely advise the kind of exercise I'm talking about. Yeah, if you don't have an air purifier and it's on a day when there's a particularly high PM 2.5 rating, then don't do it. And yeah,
don't do it. Or maybe just some yoga, some light yoga, some stretching, whatever, you can do that. Right. That's okay. There's a lot of beginner classes in many languages of the world available for free on YouTube. So you can just, if you're not feeling inspired with yoga or you have no experience whatsoever, you can just go and teach yourself on YouTube. There's so many classes. That's how I started. I never took a yoga class in my life.
The person who inspired me the most to think about exercising in small spaces was Nelson Mandela. He was locked up in a jail cell for 27 years, and he maintained an exercise regime throughout all of those years. And his regime was standing up for 45 minutes. He would do 100 fingertip push-ups. He would do 200 sit-ups. He would do 50 deep knee bends or the squats and other things. And he did that into his 70s and perhaps later. And he said, I've always believed exercise is a key not only to physical health, but to peace of mind. Exercise and tension is the enemy of serenity. I found that I worked better and thought more clearly when I was in a good physical condition. And so training became one of the inflexible disciplines of my life. There you go, from Nelson Mandela.
Okay. If he said it, it must be right.
For me, it's good for me.
As well, we'll be pre-recording our show for a significant amount of time, I presume. Next week will be Lily, and you can send all your requests for any day of the week to our Facebook page, Relax Time Radio, or if you know us personally on Facebook, just send it there as well. That's good. If you want to be in touch with us, that's fine.
Yeah. If you're listening on the radio and you wanted to see video of our show, you can go to our YouTube channel. That's Relax Time Radio, and see us as well from our home webcams.
From our homes, there's nothing much to see, especially in Albert and Paul. It's like a blank white room. That's is there anything intimidating here? No, there's blue curtains and there's a photo booth, but apart from that, there's nothing much, I guess, here. Yeah. As well. And my cat's asleep on the bed, so.
And thanks for listening. Relax Time Radio will be back tomorrow and is here every day of the week, 7:30 p.m.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care. Be safe. Stay healthy.